I originally made this channel to disseminate information and to just free my mind and to let future generations discover the legendary mind of Matthew Edward Madditz. Alright, so especially with all the cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency mining that's going on, it's consuming a lot of electricity. And electricity is the movement of electrons. And part of that process is a thermal reaction, because there's electrons moving fast, and so the resistance, and it being that there's resistance, that's essentially friction, and that creates tremendous amounts of heat. And so one problem that people are having with these mining operations for cryptocurrency is about keeping things cool. Well, there's a few different ways that one can go about this. So, number one, using a Stirline engine to capture that heat and generate more electricity. Now, there is going to be laws because, well, conservation of energy law, and being that there's going to be moving parts in the Stirline engine, there's going to be friction losses, so we can't get a complete. I mean, if we're going to turn the mining operation into a heat source, that'd be great because, well, electric heaters are 100% efficient in that aspect. And so what it really comes down to is that if we're going to be mining for cryptocurrency, it'd be best to do it in colder climates. That way, we can minimize the consumption of fuel. However, if we're going to do it in warmer climates, then what we need is essentially, what we need is to do is institute a cooling system using water. And with the being that there's going to be heat in these tropical climates, we can already extract the heat from the sun, from the weather and whatnot. And so we can kind of use that energy to make a Stirling engine capable of moving water to a higher point. Basically hook a Stirling engine up to an Archimedes screw to drive water up to a certain level so it can be flushed through the system. So, okay, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, use salt water. And what we can do is, on the output, is we can have a pool and it can distill, and that way we can actually create fresh water from this process. Just a couple of random thoughts. There's a lot of energy that's being produced, and the thing is that a lot of these geeks, nerds, capitalists, banksters that are doing the cryptocurrency thing, well, they don't think exactly like this. And that's the thing, is that a measure of intelligence shouldn't be weighed upon one's ability to do math or whatever else. It's about being creative problem solvers. It's about troubleshooting. And, essentially what it comes down to is that a lot of inventors, they come up with the idea, and then it's like, oh, wait, then the logic thinkers are like, oh, well, we can make this better because we can use this. And well, what took one person to do to create all of a sudden a team comes up and they make it more efficient, and then they're like, okay, and well, this actually kind of goes into part of the reason why there are so many recalls within the auto industry the last few years. What happens is, after years of testing, it's like, okay, well, this doesn't seem to fail, this doesn't, and so we're able to create a product without as much redundancy. And well, what happens is we pretty much peak out at our efficiency, and then all of a sudden we lose that efficiency because, well, we took off too much and we don't know where to go, and then all of a sudden we have to start paying lawsuits and doing these recalls and all that stuff, because we just try to shave just too much off. I remember in 4th grade, my teacher, Mr. Sherman, I can't remember exactly what the point of his story was. Pardon me. But he was saying, like, there was this company, and they produced, and they used barrels to hold goods and whatnot, and they were trying to make a more efficient process. And so what they did was, when they sealed the top, they didn't seal it they sealed it. They started decreasing the contact points in which the seal was made. And, so for example, there was 10 points of contact where the thing was sealed, basically like nails going into it or something like that, right? And what they did was throw it off a thing. And, okay, then it bust. Then we go to 9. Threw it off the thing. It wouldn't bust. And they did that repetitively until, it got down to, 5 or 4. And then all of a sudden it busted. And they're like, okay, well, we can do it at, 5 or 6. And so they took a couple steps out of the process. That's how things develop. Look at the automobile, for instance. Barely efficient, and then they make it more efficient, put catalytic converters into it. Use computers to automatically adjust to the, to fix the air fuel ratio, pardon me. So, yeah. Start thinking outside the box. We all can't be technology gurus. And one of the things, too, is, all right, so this is the thing with artificial intelligence, is that essentially it's going to be able to rewrite code. I mean, code is essentially a blue-collar job, or going to be a blue-collar job. It was this, I believe it was the guy from Facebook, who's actually said that. And that's the thing, is that, he made a valid point. I can't remember his name. That JavaScript is pretty much another language in itself, and people started speaking more in computer code. I mean, that should be able to translate as a foreign language in itself. And I'm loosely quoting him on this and whatnot. This is not my idea. But anyways, I hope you all are having a great day. Be safe, be kind, stay strong. Think outside the box. There are so many different avenues approach to doing great things. It's just a matter of implementing them. But just think about the next pet rock. All right, and that's definitely one of the things. And here's here's a nice little thinker. Here's a nice little thinker. Doors take up a lot of space. You know, you figure average door is about 20 inches wide, 28 to 32 inches wide. And well, it needs that ability to swing. And well, what's she gonna do with it? You know, how do we minimize that space? And then, so just think about this. Like, how about a comb? You know, like a comb. It can't really get any more simple than, you know, just a few teeth running through a person's hair. There just can't be too many innovations on it. Just like a shovel. I mean, there's constantly variations of a shovel, but essentially it's a stick with a plane. Take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong, love y'all, and see, this is why I love thrift shopping. This is actually like a little solar system set thing. And it was cheesy. Got for like $2.